Stories as we come on the air. The major name charged tonight. Weeks after winning the Super Bowl again, the billionaire owner of the New England Patriots, Robert Kraft, is among the nearly 200 people who police say are charged tonight in connection with an alleged prostitution and human trafficking ring. What we've just learned. Also breaking just weeks after that explosive documentary seen by millions, singer R. Kelly, charged tonight with 10 counts of sexual abuse. An arrest warrant has been issued. Prosecutors say the allegations involve 4 women, at least 3 of whom were teenagers. The major winter storm just as we start the weekend from Arizona all the way east to New York. On alert tonight for snow, freezing rain, powerful winds slamming the Northeast this weekend. The rescue playing out tonight, and Sam Champion has the timing. 24 hours after Jussie Smollett was charged with a felony, the story of his return to the set, what he said to coworkers, and what the producers of Empire have now decided tonight. This evening, the Uber driver who killed 6 people, the police interrogation video made public for the first time. You will see the driver on the video. He blames the Uber app. You will hear what he says. The alleged drunk driver losing control, tearing down a sidewalk, the cruise ship collision, and the scare on board. And tonight, the test passenger who took off for space today. Did she reach the edge of space? How did it go?
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Friday night, and we begin with a stunning charge. The billionaire owner of the New England Patriots, Robert Kraft, charged with the solicitation of a prostitute. Authorities say it's part of a major crackdown on alleged prostitution and that nearly 200 people could also be charged. The news comes just weeks after his team won its 6th Super Bowl. Now Kraft has been swept up in this widespread investigation of prostitution. Prosecutors say Kraft twice paid for a sex act at this strip mall massage parlor, and they say they have surveillance to prove it. ABC's Victor Oquendo is in Jupiter, Florida tonight.
Tonight, the billionaire owner of the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots, Robert Kraft, embroiled in scandal. Florida officials making the shocking announcement the 77-year-old has been charged with solicitation of prostitution.
That would be Mr. Robert Kraft.
Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots?
Yes, sir.
Kraft among nearly 200 charged in a sweeping prostitution ring. Authorities saying they have video evidence of Kraft visiting the Orchids of Asia day spa on 2 occasions, engaging in a sex act.
And did it seem like he was there as a regular?
I would say, going through the evidence, yes.
In a statement, a spokesperson for Kraft saying, "We categorically deny that Mr. Kraft engaged in any illegal activity. Because it is a judicial matter, we will not be commenting further." Kraft, whose Patriots won their 6th Super Bowl earlier this month,
once again, the Patriots are world champions,
is close friends with President Trump.
No team has been this good for this long.
The president asked about it today in the Oval Office.
It's very sad. I was very surprised to see it. He's proclaimed his innocence totally, but I'm very surprised to see it.
Jupiter police say their investigation has been going on for 6 months and includes evidence the women were victimized by spa owners. Authorities claim they found indications the women were living on the premises.
Our concern in this investigation centers around our possibility of victims of human trafficking.
The alleged solicitation involving Kraft happened about a month ago and is a misdemeanor. As for NFL policy, it mandates stricter rules for owners than players. For now, the NFL only saying the NFL is aware of the ongoing law enforcement matter and will continue to monitor developments.
All right, so let's get to Victor Oquendo with us live tonight from Jupiter, Florida. We know that business is now closed, Victor. Authorities have said they are in the process of issuing about 200 arrest warrants. Robert Kraft and his lawyers awaiting his.
David, it is just a matter of time. We're told it could come as early as Monday. He could face 60 days in jail, possibly 6 months probation as well. David, we're talking about some 200 people here. It's unclear tonight if some other big names could be included as well. David?
All right, Victor, thank you. Of course, all of this unfolding on this Friday amid another disturbing headline, this one involving singer R. Kelly. Just weeks after millions watched that alarming documentary, tonight an arrest warrant has now been issued for R. Kelly. He faces 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse, 4 women, at least 3 of whom were teenagers. He has survived charges before, but tonight, after that Lifetime program called Surviving R. Kelly, authorities made a plea to any potential victim to come forward. Tonight, R. Kelly's attorney says his client is, quote, shell-shocked by the charges and will turn himself in tonight. Here's ABC's Lindsay Davis.
After being dogged by allegations of sexual misconduct for decades, tonight R. Kelly, the self-proclaimed king of R&B, now faces criminal charges. A warrant for his arrest issued just hours ago.
Earlier today, Robert Kelly was indicted before a Cook County grand jury on 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse involving 4 victims.
3 of those alleged victims between the ages of 13 and 17 at the time. Late today, attorney Michael Avenatti claiming that he provided a crucial break in the case against Kelly, turning over a videotape to prosecutors that he says shows the singer having sex with a 14-year-old girl around 1999.
Repeatedly on the video, both the victim and Mr. Kelly refer to the victim's age as being 14.
The charges come just weeks after that explosive Lifetime documentary, Surviving R. Kelly, which profiles several women accusing the singer of sexual abuse.
He stole my life from me.
Can you describe the physical abuse?
Who are you to tell R. Kelly no?
Kelly has consistently denied any wrongdoing. His attorney sat down with us for an interview just last month.
Does he deny ever having a sexual relationship with someone who is under the age of consent?
Yes, he absolutely does.
In 2008, the singer was acquitted of child pornography charges after a tape emerged reportedly showing sexual acts with a minor. He and the young woman allegedly involved denied they were the people in the video.
I believe I can fly.
Despite the controversy, R. Kelly continued to top music charts for years. But that new documentary sparking protests and reigniting calls for a boycott of his music with the hashtag #MuteRKelly. The Chicago state's attorney urged potential victims to come forward.
I'm here today to encourage victims of sexual assault.
Just yesterday, 2 more women in New York claimed that R. Kelly sexually abused them when they were teenagers.
I want justice for anybody who is a victim of R. Kelly.
And Lindsay Davis with us here on set tonight. I know you've been covering this for some time. R. Kelly is expected in court tomorrow, and he faces other investigations as well.
That's right, David. Expected to be in a Chicago courtroom tomorrow, but sources also tell ABC News that he faces federal investigations from multiple agencies. We're talking about the IRS, FBI, and Homeland Security investigations, David.
A lot more to come on this. All right, Lindsay, thank you. It was last night here, a crush of photographers surrounding actor Jussie Smollett moments after he was charged with a felony. Authorities who did not hide their anger saying he faked the racist and homophobic attack against him. Tonight, what the actor then told the cast and crew of his show moments after, and does he still plan to fight this? ABC's Eva Pilgrim on the story again tonight.
Producers of the show Empire today announcing they are removing Jussie Smollett's character from the last 2 episodes of this season to avoid further disruption on the set, saying the events of the past few weeks have been incredibly emotional for all of us. Jussie has been an important member of our Empire family for the past 5 years, and we care about him deeply. While the allegations against the actor are disturbing, they say they are placing their trust in the legal system as the process plays out.
Jussie, what about an apology?
Smollett, the center of a media frenzy. Moments after facing a judge for allegedly filing a false police report, the actor reported to the Empire set, telling the cast and crew of the show he is innocent.
Why would anyone, especially an African-American man, use the symbolism of a noose to make false accusations?
After a scathing press conference from police, Smollett punching back. His lawyer saying he feels betrayed by a system that apparently wants to skip due process and proceed directly to sentencing.
All right, let's bring in Eva Pilgrim with us again tonight. And Eva, even among these list of evidence that prosecutors laid out yesterday, all indications today are that he still plans to fight this. He maintains his innocence.
That's right, David. He's due back in court in March. The charge against Smollett carries a penalty ranging from probation to 1 to 3 years in prison, David.
Eva Pilgrim, thank you. Next, the major storm bearing down tonight just as we start the weekend. 30 states from Arizona all the way east to New York. A blanket of snow in Scottsdale, Arizona. And look at this, a river rescue late today in Queen Creek, Arizona. 2 people there clinging to branches until that chopper could arrive to help them. And in Grenada, Mississippi tonight, they're already underwater with severe storms now forecast to bring even more rain to much of the south. It will also slam the Northeast this weekend. Sam Champion with us live on a Friday night, tracking it all for us. Hey, Sam.
Hey, David, and that flooding you just mentioned made worse today. Days of flooding made worse in today's heavy rains. And, of course, all that desert snow. But let's show you the maps, because I've got blizzard warnings in 6 states as well tonight. Look how big this storm is. Look how much territory it covers. Now put it in motion, and we'll show you that low move out of the plains and into the heartland. Now that will suddenly move this rain out of the way, but not before we get some big, strong to severe storms tomorrow. Look at the bullseye area, and you can see the bright orange is where we think not only will the strong storms be, but the possibility of tornadoes right there, David, all the way into Memphis and the Boot Heel of Missouri.
Sam Champion with us here on a Friday night. Thanks as always, Sam. We're going to turn next here this evening to the guilty plea in that horrific case of child abuse in California. David and Louise Turpin pleading guilty to 14 charges, including torture, after holding their 13 children captive for years, even shackling them to beds. They were arrested a year ago when one of their children escaped, but tonight, what we've now learned. Here's ABC's Will Carr.
Louise Turpin wiping away tears while she and her husband David plead guilty to torturing and abusing 12 of their children.
This is among the worst, most aggravated child abuse cases that I have ever seen.
The Turpins kept their kids in complete isolation, starving them, forcing them to live in filthy, dungeon-like conditions for years. Police arrested the couple just over a year ago after their 17-year-old daughter managed to escape and call 911, telling police, quote, "My parents are abusive, they abuse us, and my 2 little sisters right now are chained up." The children, who range in age from 3 to 30, would have been forced to testify if the case went to trial.
It was terrifying to them to think that they might have to go and testify at a trial, which would be a really public spectacle.
The attorney for the adult children says they're relieved and looking forward to moving on.
They have a zest for life and huge smiles. I'm optimistic for them, and I think that's how they feel about their future.
The Turpins face life behind bars with the possibility of parole after 25 years. They'll be sentenced in April. David.
Will Carr with us tonight. Thank you, Will. The Trump administration tonight is dealing a blow to Planned Parenthood, stripping funding from family planning organizations who refer women to abortion providers. A $286 million federal program supporting family planning for some 4 million women. Planned Parenthood saying tonight they will, quote, fight this through every possible avenue. And there's news tonight about former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort. The New York Times is reporting that the Manhattan DA is now preparing state criminal charges against him involving bank loans. Manafort already faces prison time for tax and bank fraud convictions in the special counsel investigation. The Times now reporting that the Manhattan DA wants to make sure that Manafort will face the possibility of prison time, even if the president pardons him. We move on tonight and to a new milestone in the mission to put tourists in space. A test passenger made it to space today, Virgin Galactic soaring nearly 56 miles above Earth. The crew taking off from California's Mojave Desert for the first time with that test passenger on board. Here's David Curley.
Release.
Virgin Galactic blasting away from its mothership, making it more than 50 miles above Earth, what the FAA considers space. And this second time with a passenger. The company's chief astronaut trainer, Beth Moses, flying in Spaceship Two and floating in zero gravity. That's the back of her head, as she got a sense of what paying passengers will experience. The celebrations after a 14-year effort. Richard Branson's company suffering a deadly crash 5 years ago.
Check that out. We can see it up the scope.
While Branson will charge $250,000 to future space tourists for 4 minutes of weightlessness, he says he's trying to inspire us.
With altitude, you're trying to change attitudes.
They view the Earth very differently, having been to space, and they come back determined to protect this beautiful planet we live on.
Richard Branson says he wants to be one of the first to go to space. He's aiming for this summer, the 50th anniversary of the moon landing and his birthday. David?
All right, stay tuned. David Curley, thank you. There is news tonight about the flu season and a difficult reminder that we're still in the middle of it. A 4th grade girl in Cincinnati dying the same day she was diagnosed with the flu and strep throat. The CDC tonight reporting 7 new pediatric deaths, 41 children so far this season. This year's flu vaccine estimated to be about 47% effective. Health officials say flu season still has several weeks to go. There is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Friday. News tonight about Clark Gable's grandson and the mystery death at his home. Also ahead, the Uber driver who killed 6, and you will see the police interrogation video tonight for the first time. The driver on the video blaming the Uber app for his crimes. Also, the massive cruise ships tonight colliding.